We're in a slightly rainy Austria to drive this, the Porsche Cayenne Coupe, which, as the name suggests, is a coupe version of the Porsche Cayenne. Now, it's said to be the most dynamic version of what is already the most dynamic driving large SUV there is. Designed as a rival to the likes of the Range Rover Velar, the BMW X6 and the Mercedes GLE Coupe, it's actually quite a handsome thing. It's 20mm lower than the standard car, and it was always designed to be a coupe from the outset, this third generation Cayenne. So, I don't know about you, I think it looks quite good as far as massive SUVs go. So inside, you'd be hard pressed to tell it apart from the standard Cayenne. Apart from the slightly narrower windscreen and the restricted view out the back, it's pretty much the same, which means you get this lovely dashboard, TFT dials left, right and centre. Everything works really well. Of course, it's beautifully built. Now this car has the lightweight package, which means you get this natty cloth trim here, and also a carbon fibre roof panel, various carbon fibre trim bits, which all add up to save a whopping 22 kilograms, which sounds good until you realise that in its standard guise with the glass roof, the Cayenne Coupe is actually around 25 kilograms heavier than the standard Cayenne. Make sense? I hope so. The other difference, in the back, instead of a proper bench, you get two individual seats with a trinket tray and a couple of cup holders. You can have a normal bench if you want to put more in it, people in the car, which is kind of why you might have the standard Cayenne, but anyway, it's there. Yeah, other than that, standard Cayenne, so let's see how it drives. So what's it like to drive? Well, without being disingenuous, if you've driven a standard Cayenne, you've got a pretty good idea. Now, that may sound bad, but frankly, we are talking about one of the best handling, fastest SUVs on the market. And in coupe form, well, it's just as good. I mean, this car pretty much has all the dynamic toys thrown at it. So we've got the PDCC adaptive chassis control, the anti-roll technology. We've got the torque vectoring rear differential, and we've also got the four-wheel steer. So it's got the rear axle that turns the wheels in the opposite direction at lower speeds, same direction at higher speeds. And as a result, this car is, for a car that weighs, let's not forget, about 2.2 tons, is seriously agile on the road. I mean, there's that otherworldly sense of immense turning. You turn the steering wheel and the car responds. You feel the rear rotating. I mean, it is uncanny. The car shouldn't be able to do what it does. And because it's a turbo, we've got 542 brake horsepower from the 4-litre twin turbocharged V8, and it is, well, indecently fast, almost antisocially fast. I mean, there's no way a car this big should be able to go this fast. It just covers the ground at an astounding rate. One thing is for sure, and I'll be honest here, despite the 20mm lower roof line and this car's carbon roof, I'll be lying if I could say there's any difference to the way the car feels. The lower centre of gravity, it's so marginal that you'd have to be driving on a track or like your hair was on fire to notice any difference. But it doesn't really matter because no other car this size and this height handles as adroitly and with such nimbleness as the Cayenne. I mean, it's still a big car. You feel it on some of these more narrow roads. You sort of breathe in slightly as you reach a pinch point. But the rest of the time, it's just staggering. It really is. I mean, it's not fun. I mean, there is a satisfaction to be had. All the controls, as you expect with a Porsche, the steering's just got that lively sort of meatiness to it. The brakes have that really lovely bite and then a progression that allows you to lean really hard on them. It's a beautifully honed thing, but the feedback isn't really there. You're relying on the car to do all the hard work. But I mean, it is uncanny what it will do. But you do feel it's the four-wheel drive helping you out. It's the stability control just there in the background. It's never intrusive, but you always get the feeling the car is ahead of you. And well, for some people that may be a turn-off, but frankly, show me another 2+ ton car that can do what this can do without relying on the systems. What is this car? Well, the more I think about it, the more you have to think the demand for SUVs, it's not going away. People absolutely adore them. And this car, you know, it's so fast, it's got the looks, and if you knock everything back into comfort, the ride is there. There's just enough sort of waft to the way it goes without being really firm or brittle. Yes, on the big wheels, the 20-inch plus wheels, you do get a little bit of sort of thumping and pattering over broken surfaces, but you hear it rather than feel it. And you know, you can wind it up to big speeds and all you get is some whoosh around the mirrors. I mean, it's a really refined long distance thing. So you factor all this in, the SUV demand, the looks, the comfort. What this car really is a modern day GT. And when you think about it like that, it sort of makes sense. So what do we make of the Cayenne Coupe? Well, on any rational level, it's hard to make a case for it. Not only is it less practical than the standard car, with fewer seats and a smaller boot, it's no sharp to drive, and it's not really any faster. What's more, it's even more expensive to buy. This turbo version coming in at a wallet-thumping £105,000, and that's before you go anywhere near the options list. But maybe we're missing the point here. In the age of the SUV, what the Cayenne Coupe is, with its eye-catching looks and its costing cabin and its ability to cover ground at an astounding rate, is potentially a modern-day 21st century GT. And viewed like that, it sort of makes sense. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss out on another autocar video.